Hello and welcome to the Riled podcast, an affiliate of Out of Pocket Sports. I'm Riley Haltom, and my favorite co-host of all time, Presley Rhodes. We're back with another episode. It's been a minute, hadn't it?
It's been a minute.
Little hiatus. I went to DC for a week, then we had Easter, so it was like one thing after another. But hey, we're back, better than ever. Just us two today.
Yeah.
Switch up from the last two shows. It was just us two on the first episode. Then we had a couple of great guests, good friends, Bryson and Joseph. But hey, we're back. And it's just us. We're going to be talking about Tennessee rosters. We're going to be talking about predicting Tennessee rosters next season, talking about some basketball, some Lady Vols basketball, and some football. So big packed episode coming up.
Packed episode.
From the foremost experts on Tennessee athletics right here. You're getting it right here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So let's start on basketball. Talk about the basketball, some big news coming out in between our last couple of episodes. Olivier Nkamhoua enters the transfer portal.
Sad.
Yeah, kind of crazy. I tweeted about it. I was like, this is super odd because it was like he was just kind of finding his step
like his
with
best
the Vols.
season. Yeah,
yeah,
he out of nowhere.
Those last few games, it was like he really kind of came on and was really coming into his own offensively. But when I was reading it, I read two different foremost theories about why he's transferring. Right.
Okay, let's hear it.
One, he's going through like the NBA draft.
That's what I saw. That's what I saw.
Yeah, and so it gives him the option. If he wants to come back, he can. If he wants to go somewhere else, he can, obviously. But it's kind of just a backup because he wants to go through the NBA draft process. The other theory I saw was him wanting to go to a place that values offense out of their bigs. Something that Tennessee really hasn't had since Grant Williams left.
Yeah, no, not in a while.
So it's like they want to set up something like or he wants to go somewhere where he can be featured offensively rather than defensively, which has obviously been Rick Barnes' philosophy for forever.
I stand with that.
Yeah, and I love that type of basketball.
I do too.
I've said it a million times. I love when teams are gritty, defensive, don't let people get to the basket, and sometimes they struggle to score themselves, but it's because of that tough defense that they win games. So Rick Barnes does great, and why I love Rick Barnes as the coach of the Tennessee Volunteers. Something that, he gets a lot of flack. He hadn't made an Elite Eight in however long, and he's never made a Final Four, and blah, blah, blah.
He does get a lot for it.
This season, right? I don't really think it's his fault. He lost his only true point guard on the entire roster. It's like losing your quarterback before going to the playoffs. It's tough. Like, there's not a ton that you can do there. And I think he did the best he possibly could, taking down Duke. That's not easy.
No, people gave him so much crap for that. That's all I saw on my Twitter was hate. And I was like, I don't think that's the most fair point to make, but
it not
it's their own, I guess.
Sure. Right. Not super fair hate towards him this season. Took down Duke, and they were playing really well. Took them down and was able to make it to the next round, Sweet 16. So yeah, obviously not the end of the season the Vols has hoped, and obviously not the year Olivier Nkamhoua wanted, apparently. So he's out.
What theory do you think's true?
What theory do I think is true? I do think he's going through the NBA draft process.
That's what I think.
I think it's more likely that he will go somewhere else, though, if he does decide to return to college basketball.
Wish he wouldn't.
Yeah.
I really liked him.
The one I saw was Arizona. That's like a theory for him. And like Tennessee Vol fans that's one that people would never forget.
That's something no.
Because like Arizona is like that team for Tennessee basketball that the entire fan base is just kind of dislikes.
Yeah.
It's one of the, because especially when you look at like what happened this season with like Uros, and it was a whole thing with them in Arizona basketball.
Yeah.
So maybe seeing Olivier Nkamhoua in a Arizona, what are they, Wildcats? I think they're Wildcats.
I almost said the Cardinals, but that's not.
No.
I don't Yeah,
I think
right.
the Wildcats.
That sounds right.
So we might be seeing Olivia Colman in a Wildcats jersey next year. I hope not.
Yeah, I wish she'd
Vol
stay in.
fans would that would be like a Henry Toto level betrayal.
He became my favorite player this year, I think.
Olivier?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair. He had a good. I mean, yeah. When you see a guy like that,
just like I just loved him. Like I was always like, please do good, please do good, please do good.
Yeah, yeah.
For more people to hop on that train, and then I literally remember waking up and getting on Twitter, and I got the ESPN notification. I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that sucks. Man, man, that sucks.
But there are a couple of seniors who might like have the option of staying for next year. Not saying they will, but they do have the option.
Because of COVID, right? That's what that is.
COVID. There's like COVID, like there's all kinds. I've lost track of how.
Dude, I swear some of them have stayed for or Euros has been playing for like
and he's got the option to come back.
I know he's been playing for like what'll this be? Like his 7th year?
I think
if he came back.
No. Euros. No, I don't think he's been playing.
Yeah, he played for hold on. He played for who did he play for first?
Arizona State.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just listed as a senior.
Well, then this will be his 5th.
Either this year was his 5th, or he'll be going into his 6th.
That's what I'm saying. That's a long time, bro.
He'll either be going into his 5th or 6th. But he's got the ability to play again. Josiah Jordan-James has another year of eligibility, and Santiago Vescovi all have another year of eligibility.
What do you think?
Of those, most likely to stay, probably Uros. Maybe Josiah. Obviously didn't have the season he wanted with the injury.
Yeah, I don't.
But in my opinion, Santi's as good as gone.
I think he's gonna stay.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. He hasn't. First off, I tried stalking so hard looking at their social medias and everything, and then just like looking at Twitter, like sources say or whatever.
Yeah,
they are so far gone, like off the earth, like just like
they just don't have that online presence.
I know, and I'm just like, I just want to know. I don't know why I think so. Like, I literally do not have a reason. I just like have this little gut feeling that like we're gonna get news that he's coming back.
Hey, last gut feeling I trusted, I said Rory was going to win the Masters. He didn't make the cut on the first. He didn't make the first cut.
Why did you think that?
I mean, a lot of people did. A lot of people thought Rory had like a good shot at winning it all. He didn't even make the first cut. No. So yeah, I said never trusting my gut again. And yeah, I'm not going to trust my gut. I think Zanzi's good at going. He went through the NBA draft process last season. Didn't get the response he wanted. I don't think he had a much better season this year.
That's what I'm saying.
But at this point, I think he might just make the jump, make the attempt to go to the NBA. If not, he comes back. Like, let's say
he's got another year and you're still not getting like the responses that you want and stuff. Like, why not like push a little bit harder? But I feel like that's just me in my head, like what I would do, kind of.
The issue is
being old and like
exactly. He's older. That lowers his draft value.
I know, but like, I don't know.
It's tough to know what he's gonna do. I think he's probably the most likely to leave.
Fence about him.
I think he's probably the most likely to leave of any of the players. Josiah, another one that went through the NBA draft process, but wasn't able to do most of it because of his knee. That knee kind of kept him out for a lot of the season. Yeah. He was in and out of the lineup. He was on the bench for a while. Ramp up took a lot longer than I think anybody expected.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were expecting him to kind of get back into it kind of mid-season. It wasn't until like late he really took a step into the lineup. So it's tough to know what he's going to do. I think he's
gone.
You think he's gone?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
See, I think he had a worse season than Santi did.
Yeah, I think he had a worse season. But for some reason, I just think he's so eager to get out there and like I feel like he's such a eager person.
Yeah,
because obviously I know him personally. But I don't know. I don't know. When I was reading like our seniors or whatever, I was just like the first thought that was in my head for each one of them was like he's gone. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely fair because he
It's so tough saying like your opinion because like you don't know. They've got this other year of ability, and then
Yeah. And it would be so much easier if they had a better year this year.
both of them did not have a good year.
Yeah,
Well,
both
since
of them
they
had a
had,
bad year.
yeah, they had bad year.
Another one that I think Uros will probably leave as well.
I think he'll stay.
I mean, yeah, he kind of embodies that whole.
I think he'll stay.
He got. I mean, he's very into Tennessee
He
athletics.
literally is obsessed with it. Like I feel like there's nobody
He's
else
supporting every team,
every sport.
But I think he might be gone.
I think he'll stay. I feel like
He's
he just is such a living in the moment dude, and he's just eating it up here. And I'm
he
glad he
definitely
is.
is. He
I'm
definitely
glad he is. But I think he just eats it up so much that like he would be the type of person to be like, why not? He's got that other year.
Yeah,
Loves it so much.
yeah. I don't know. He there's like this weird love-hate relationship with Uros and the Tennessee fan base.
There is a love-hate
Uros
relationship.
loves Tennessee and its fans. The fan base,
He's a little on the iffy
a little
side.
iffy on the iffy side.
I love him in a public setting.
I love Uros all the time. I love
Well,
when he's
I
out
like
on
him
the
all
court
the
and he's just
time.
like bullying
He just
people.
gets on my nerves
I
sometimes.
love it.
I love it. I'm not saying gets on my nerves about that. Like sometimes when he just makes his little stupid decisions that he makes on the court, I'm just like, oh my God, you drive me insane.
Yeah.
But like outside of everything, I eat him up. And he knows that everybody eats him up.
Yeah.
He feeds into it so much.
Mm-hmm. That's what I
That's why
love
people
players
love
like
him.
that. Yeah, I love players like that, man. But I think he's not going to the NBA.
No.
But I do think he will have plenty of opportunities to play overseas professional basketball.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Solely because of his size and the fact that he
forgot
has
that.
the American basketball
Yeah.
experience.
Where's he from exactly? Isn't it
Serbia?
Serbia? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Serbia.
Where's Olivier from? Isn't it? No.
Finland.
Finland. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Helsinki, Finland.
I love him. Oh my gosh, I love him. My roommate texted me this morning, was like, guess who I was just walking on the sidewalk with? I was like, shut up. I already knew what she was about to say. She's like, yeah. I was like, why didn't you like ask him like what are you gonna do? I swear I won't tell no one. She's like, no, I'm not gonna say anything to him.
Because he would
whisper in his ear really quick.
Because he would tell her, yeah, totally.
I mean, why not? I would.
Take a chance
I
at
went to a deep I can't say that.
Okay.
I went to a deep I'm just gonna say it's really not that bad. I just like was on his page because I was like curious. I was like, where's this dude from? Like it's just so like odd to me. I don't know. Sometimes I gotta get a grip on like him and Euros and everything like that, like people coming over here to play. Like it's still like so weird.
It is interesting, right? I see what you mean.
A deep stalk onto Olivier's Instagram, and then I found like his mom's Instagram. And for one, they have like a fun fact about him is his mom has like a little like Pomeranian puppy that they like show in dog shows. If anybody was wondering. And I was just like looking at his little culture at home, and like they're always outside. And it's always like cold, and he's like fishing sometimes, and like snows around him, and he's like fishing. I was just like, dang, this is really cool. And now he's in Tennessee.
Yeah, it is crazy to think about players like that coming to of all places Tennessee to play basketball.
Wildest fascination with him. Also, I was driving in front of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I sent you that.
Yeah, you did. Possibly the worst misspelling of his name I've ever seen in my life.
And I can't even say his last name.
Kamwa?
I can't ignore
the
N.
Say it.
Kamwa. I can't ignore the N.
You didn't say the N.
But if I look at it, there's no way I'm saying Kamwa. I'm saying Nikohua. Wait. That's what it looks like.
No, it don't.
Nikamhua. Nkamhoua.
You're showing your West Tennessee origins right now.
I am, but like you can't argue that it's hard to. Next topic.
Okay.
I just want everybody to know that like I love him. Please. So I can know what you're doing next year.
Yeah, right, because that's why.
It is.
All right. Moving topics, because Presley's getting a little distracted here. potential starting five for next year. What do we think the Vols roll with for their starting five? Our roster prediction, our starting lineup prediction.
Z.
Easily.
I literally just I put Vesca V.
So because you think he'll come back.
I do.
Okay.
Other than Z, BJ Edwards.
Maybe Freddie DeLeon.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. And forgive me because I'm still learning how to I can't Meshack or what's his last
Jemai
name?
Meshack.
Jemai.
Jemai Meshack.
Jemai, that's what I
You
thought.
said
But
it right.
okay, but I didn't want to mispronounce it.
No,
and
you
then,
said it right.
I have him. Julian Phillips.
Okay.
I really like him.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I have Euros.
So just about the same
But
lineup.
the JP Estrella boy coming in.
True. I don't think he'll play first.
I don't think no, but I think he'll get put in.
Yeah, he'll get some time.
He's pretty solid.
Well, we thought BJ Edwards would get some time. He didn't get much time.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But I think he's got time coming for him. BJ Edwards does.
Yeah, he'll get more time. Him and Freddie. I think they'll both get more time next year.
Do you like Julian Phillips?
Do I like Julian Phillips?
Yeah.
I liked what he showed in the tournament run.
Yeah.
I'm
like rooting for him hardcore.
He got up and he got some jams a couple times.
Yeah.
Those were nice. Those got me up on my feet. I was excited about those.
I'm excited for him.
Those type of plays are what make me think there's a chance for him to really be like a force. I think
he's got a great chance of being something amazing. That's why I'm so excited about him.
I don't know. He just needs to show more of that more consistently.
Yeah, he's not the most consistent. Okay, you go.
I was gonna say for my starting five, he'll get a chance to do that because he's gonna start at the 3 for me.
Yeah.
Julian Phillips. You got Z at the 1. You got Jemai Meshack at the 2. Toby Owaka at the 4th.
I have him written in
as somebody who might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Toby Owaka at the 4, and then I've got Jonas Adu at the 5.
Adu, I forget about him.
Jonas Adu, I think will start at 5.
I am not a hater whatsoever, but he is almost like Euros to me, and he just sometimes I just want to slap him. Like, bro, what he does on the
Jonas didn't do anything.
So, like he's just so, I don't know. Not even the word's not even like flimsy. It's just I don't
like
know.
Loose.
Yeah.
Doesn't play with a whole lot of control.
He has zero control.
See, I would say the opposite. Maybe we're thinking of different people.
No, I just don't think so.
I mean, his foul numbers are up there sometimes, but
I wouldn't say he has zero control. I would say he just doesn't have a complete lot of it. I don't think he does. But I think I kind of see it. Honestly, for him, I think he gets in his head. I feel like he's one of those players that just is like it's all mental.
I definitely see that.
It's all mental for him, and that can go that can make or break, man. But
yeah, he could be a whole lot.
He's got great like he can do his great potential, and not even that he's not even there yet. It's just like sometimes he doesn't always show it, and I'm like, I feel like he makes one mistake, and then it's like, well, he's gone for the rest of the game, kind of.
That reminds me of another player that we're going to talk about with the Lady Vols. So speaking of we had our starting 5s there for the basketballs. Now we move on to the Lady Vols. Lots and lots of news for the Lady Vols. Way more than for the basketball. Yeah, there's a lot. Ton of stuff going on with them. So let's start with the one new arrival that we have. We got Belmont transfer guard Destiny Wells, shot 455 from 3 last season. So maybe some more consistent shooting.
I think she's a solid transfer.
Yes, I'll one thing about Kelly Harper, right? She has done very, very well in the transfer.
She takes advantage of it, and she does.
The only issue is she can't do anything with recruiting like high school players.
Yeah, that's true.
She has 0 incoming freshmen for the 2023 class, and our next bit of news that I'll say, her only pickup from the 2022 class. No, not her only. She picked up Edie Darby as well. But her other pickup from the 2022 class, or maybe was Edie Darby 2022?
Edie's a freshman this year.
Yeah, so she was 2023
Yeah.
class. Only other pickup than Edie Darby in the 2022 class, Justine Passat announced quite literally like an hour before we filmed this podcast.
Yeah, I had no idea until Riley told me.
Yeah, an hour before we filmed this podcast, transferring or enters the transfer portal. Not gonna be a Tennessee Lady Vol anymore.
She gone.
Yeah, she wants some. I assume she just wants somewhere where she can get some more time.
Yeah,
more playing time. Only way I think she would have stayed is if like Rakia Jackson had decided to go to the draft. But
yeah,
Kia Jackson still gonna be there. We'll talk about the other transfers. We have Brooklyn Miles, backup point guard. She's also transferring into the transfer portal. And Marta Suarez announced way earlier in the season that she was going to be entering the transfer portal. So that's 3 transfers. We have 2 graduates, Jordan Walker and Jasmine Franklin. Jasmine Franklin got a lot of time, split the time at kind of like that 5 position, and Jordan Walker was the starting point guard. And then you lose easily the biggest loss this offseason. Jordan Horston.
Oh yeah. But happy for her.
Yeah, happy for her. Goes to the WNBA, to the Seattle Storm at pick number 9. Makes Kelly Harper one of only 4 active women's coaches to produce a WNBA first-round draft pick in at least 3 consecutive seasons, and makes Tennessee the only women's program to have 2 different coaches produce first-round picks in 3 consecutive seasons. Obviously, Pat Summitt and Kelly Harper.
Woo!
So that brings us to kind of like another little mini discussion we'll have before we talk about who we think our starting lineup is. Kelly Harper has gotten a ton of flack for the way her team played this season and her lack of production in the recruiting front. So is Kelly Harper on the hot seat?
No. I wouldn't say I don't think she necessarily should be. She's not good at it.
I wouldn't even say she's not good at it
but she's just not the best. She could have a lot more productivity and like she could get a lot more out of it than she does. But she doesn't.
Tennessee is in this weird like transfer period, right? Where they're trying to return to that level that they were with Pat Summitt, right? And part of that step up is attacking recruits that are, higher rated. You want more 5 stars, 4 stars. This is, I think, as a result of that, this little dead period that they're having right now.
Yeah.
No 2023 signings, 0.
That's what I'm saying. She could be better at it. She's not the
but
best.
because she only targeted like higher rated recruits and just didn't happen to get them. So this is where I think her ability in the transfer portal really does help her out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's good at that.
Yeah,
she does a pretty good job at that.
She got some good transfer additions. Jasmine Powell, Rakia Jackson, obviously, who's going to be the centerpiece next season. You can get good pieces through the transfer portal. The issue is it creates a lot of roster turnover and it makes it a lot harder to stay consistent. So I think if this next recruiting class is not up like another level, like if she does not lock in this like next recruiting class,
24, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, 24. Yeah. If she does not get some highly rated recruits, at least like 2, give me like a 5-star and maybe a couple of 4 stars.
Yeah.
If that's not the haul in this next 2024 class, then I think it starts to be like, all right, Kelly.
Yeah, I agree with
what's going on here? We need some younger players.
Yeah, we do.
We're running out of seniors to pluck out of the transfer portal.
Yeah.
So I don't think Kelly Harper is there yet.
Yeah.
But losing Justine Passat, that's a major loss. That was one of her only young, promising players. She's gone. Marta Suarez, who had a lot of promise, then had that injury and then had some things with her family back in Spain this year. That's another big loss. And Brooklyn Miles showed a lot of promise, especially defensively, in the time that she got. I wouldn't say a big loss, but that is a loss for sure that will be felt. So going on to maybe some good news, Tamari Key announced that she would be returning. Jasmine Powell will be returning, and Rakia Jackson will be returning, right? And kind of moving into our next topic, the starting 5. All 3 of those players are in my starting 5. I've got Jasmine Powell starting at the 1, Rakia Jackson starting at the 4, and Tamari Key starting at the 5.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah. And then at the 2 and 3, I'm going to say Tess Darby keeps her spot at the 2, and Sarah Puckett is going to be our starter at the 3.
Yeah, I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
What's your starting 5? That? Fair. I mean,
I didn't prepare one, guys.
I'll be honest.
Well, I don't think there's much else you can do with it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of variance there, right? You maybe see Caroline Stripling get the start at the 4. You move Rakia to the 3, and Sarah Puckett comes off the bench.
Yeah.
That is really the only movement I see.
There's not much to it.
Maybe Jillian Hollingshed sneaks her way into the starting lineup. But other than that,
but not at like.
And then, of course, maybe Destiny Wells starts. I don't think she does at first.
I don't think she'll start at first. I think she could very well work her way there.
Yeah, I agree. With any injuries, obviously, we hope that doesn't happen. But if any injuries, I think she's definitely, especially to one of the 2 guards, I think she's up there.
Yeah.
Maybe she starts right off the bat over Jasmine Powell or Tess Darby. I could see that happening too.
I could see her starting over Tess.
But I think generally Kelly Harper likes to go with people that have experience within her system. I think that's why you saw so much Caroline Stripling this year instead of maybe Jill or Jasmine Franklin. So I am pretty confident that that's going to be the starting 5 for the Lady Vols. Not 100% because, like I said, you've got
I don't
Destiny
see much
Wells.
change to it.
You got Destiny Wells. You got Jillian Hollingshed. You got Caroline Stripling, right? Who all could get some time there, but I'm pretty positive that is how Kelly Harper's going to go.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Yeah.
It's not much to it.
So before we transfer to football, we'll throw in a little bit of news about a former Vol for life, cut by the Memphis Grizzlies, Kennedy Chandler. It was so the way it happened was they have to have so many roster spots available, right? So they had to cut him to make room for Kenneth Lofton, Jr. to be on the active roster for the playoffs. The playoff roster rules are a little bit different than the regular season.
Yeah, they kind of confused me a little bit.
Yeah, so they had to cut Kennedy. Basically, the gist of it, they had to cut Kennedy Chandler to make the spot for Kenneth Lofton Jr., who they are very thin at the they're very thin at the 5. With obviously Steven Adams, they announced he's not going to be able to make it back for the playoffs. So they really only have Xavier Tillman and Kenneth Lofton Jr. to play there. So to make room for Kenneth Lofton, who, by the way, in his first, I guess it was his first start, right? 42 points and like 15.
Yeah.
Insane game for
not completely mad about it.
Kenneth Lofton Jr. So it's not, and our good friend, our Grizzlies insider friend Bryson said he does kind of expect Kennedy Chandler to be back after the playoffs if he doesn't get picked up by anybody else, because he played really well.
I think he'll get picked back up.
I don't know if it'll be by the Grizzlies.
But that's just my hope. But I do see him,
because there are a lot of teams that need backup point guards.
Yeah.
There are a lot of teams that could use a more quality backup point guard.
Yeah.
And Kennedy Chandler definitely offers a ton of upside with that. Doesn't turn the ball over a lot. Also isn't scoring a lot, but his assist numbers weren't bad.
No.
So yeah, I definitely see him getting picked up by somebody. I don't think his NBA career is done.
No. He'll definitely get picked up by somebody.
And if it's not,
I hope it's us.
Yeah, I would. I also hope that it's by the Grizzlies.
You just know he loves being like home.
Yeah,
That's just like the sweetest thing to me.
He posted
that post almost made me tear up. I'm not even kidding.
Obviously in that post, the Grizzlies fans were like, all like, "We hope you're back. We hope you're back."
Every single person.
So yeah, it's
understandable, but at the same time, like,
yeah,
hurts a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I'm trying to pull it up. Yeah,
it was so sweet.
I want to thank Zach, Coach Jenkins, my teammates, coaching staff in the city of Memphis for the opportunity to play for such an amazing franchise, with some pictures of him having a bunch of fun. So, I'm sure, in the comments, we love you, Casey. All love Casey. Hate how business, interferes. And So he'll be on the hustle next year, and I think that's a fact. He'll be back in a Memphis Hustle jersey.
Yeah.
So
good.
Yeah, so a little
It's not
sad,
over.
but yeah, I wouldn't say it's
I
over
wouldn't
for
say it's
Kennedy
over.
Chandler and the Grizzlies. So let's move on. Final topic of the day, probably football. Football, Tennessee football, Vol football, baby. We're gonna list our projected starting lineup for every position.
When Riley put this on the doc, I literally made a comment. I was like, you crazy.
I said, yes, we are crazy.
I was like, every single position.
Every single position.
I'm gonna be honest. I only got to only got through the offense, but I don't see much change.
Yeah, I would say so. Let's start with the obvious one. Quarterback. Starting at quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers next year will be Joe Milton.
Bazooka Joe.
It'll be Bazooka Joe. Joey Football.
Love that man.
Will he be the next Joey Football? We're gonna see next year. I think it's pretty obvious that it's gonna be Joe Milton.
Yeah.
Cannon arm. He started in the
just gotta get
Orange
somebody.
Bowl, started in that Vandy game, looked good in both games.
He does look good.
Hoping to see that same step forward you saw from Hendon Hooker and him this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the idea. Obviously, you've got Nico.
Yeah.
Nico will get some time this year.
Yeah, he will.
He'll get some time this year.
I'm excited
some of those layup
about
games.
I'm excited to see him on the field.
Yeah. In the ramp up to the like spring practices and whatnot. They were throwing everything at him right from the go.
Yeah.
They were giving him all the defensive looks that he was going to have to diagnose. And they're saying he's caught up to speed really quick, and he's already kind of become a leader in that locker room. And he was saying that Joe Milton is kind of being to him what Hendon Hooker was to Joe Milton, which great story, obviously. You know, Hendon and Joe.
It's so cute of us. So cute of them.
So cute of the Vols.
The football team.
But it's good to see that culture kind of being passed down. That's kind of building a culture at the quarterback position.
It is.
Of, kind of taking care of the next guy, So love to see that. So yeah, starting at quarterback, Joe Milton. Running back, Presley, who do you have?
Jabari Small.
You have Jabari Small.
I do have Jabari Small.
So I'm actually gonna go different here. I'm gonna say our starting running back at the beginning of the season is Jalen Wright.
See, I have a slash beside Jabari that says Jalen Wright.
Jalen Wright.
But I think Jabari.
I think it'll be Jalen. I like what Jalen showed as far as a pure runner. Jabari also offers a lot of things. He's kind of that bell cow back that you can lean on all three downs. But Jabari Small definitely, I think, more explosive out of the two. Definitely has the ability to make more things happen in open field than Jabari Small. So I kind of think we start seeing
it's a complete toss up, but either way.
Yeah, I think either way the Vols.
This person I typed was Jabari Small.
Yeah, I think either way the Vols are good, but I do lean towards Jalen Wright getting the start at the beginning of the season, right? Just because of his explosive ability, and I think he's a bit more of a reliable pass catcher than Jabari Small.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I think you also see I think we see more Dylan Sampson this year as well. Because that's somebody that I think for the same reason that we'll talk about later with the wide receivers, somebody that Joe Milton is very comfortable with, that he's got a lot of experience playing with in the scout teams and whatnot. So I think having that familiarity will help Dylan Sampson get a little more time this year. Not necessarily going to be, a ton of touches, but especially in those games where it's kind of getting out of hand, I think you're going to see less and less of Jabari and Jalen and more of Dylan Sampson. And I like what we saw from Dylan Sampson last year, right? He had a lot going for him.
Some good stuff.
Yeah, he in the limited time that he got, he did well. So, but yeah, Jalen Wright for me, Jabari Small for Presley, but I think both of us are kind of in agreement. It's going to be a bunch of both of them. So we move on to the wide receivers. 3 wide receivers, Presley. Who are your 3 wide receivers?
Brew,
obviously. Yeah, I think kind of the unanimous wide receiver one.
Squirrel.
Okay.
I think it is so funny that.
Yes, it is a funny little name.
That's all I got.
Cool nicknames.
I told you I didn't get through this. Guys, I have to look at the roster.
What about Ramel?
Sure. I mean,
or Dante Thornton.
yeah.
It's either gonna be Ramel or Dante Thornton.
I like Dante Thornton.
I think as far as starters, I'm gonna go Brew, Dante Thornton, and Ramel Keaton.
No Squirrel?
Or Squirrel, sorry.
What to
I think
say?
Squirrel's gonna start in the slot, and you're gonna have Dante Thornton and Brew on the outside.
Yeah.
And then I think you're gonna see you're gonna see a ton of Ramel. You're probably gonna see a good amount of like Caleb Webb, Chaz Nimrod, Nathan Leacock. I think you'll see a bunch of that freshman receiver that they're bringing in. I like him to get some time this year as well.
Who was it?
Nathan Leacock. Yeah, he was a recruit this year. I think one of our higher rated recruits, if I remember correctly.
Where's he from?
Uh
Rolesville, North Carolina.
no, I think he's from
Raleigh,
Knoxville.
North Carolina. Oh, wait, what?
I think he's from Knoxville. I might be wrong.
Video highlights of class of 2023 wide
Oh no,
receiver Nathan.
yeah, Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think I was reading because he went to Knoxville. It said Knoxville.
Oh.
Yeah, 4-star, 13th wide receiver, third highest rated recruit in North Carolina, 73rd nationally. So pretty good pickup for the Vols. And so
yeah, pretty good pickup.
I think we'll see a decent amount of him. At tight end.
Who you got?
Tight end, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Jacob Warren, but we're also gonna see a bunch of McAllen Castles.
Mm-hmm.
Transfer. Where did McAllen Castles transfer from?
I thought he was like, oh, never mind.
He transferred from UC Davis.
Oh.
UC Davis. Yeah. So but I do like him as a pickup for the Vols.
Yeah.
He's kind of gonna be that physical, hand in the dirt, block somebody, get in somebody's face type of tight end, somebody that they're gonna do a lot with in the run game. But I think particularly on pass catching downs, you're gonna see a bunch of Jacob Warren again. Who obviously last year kind of got outshadowed by Princeton Fant, who kind of just became this utility, do it all man, Taysom Hill type player. But yeah, McAllen Castles and Jacob Warren at tight end. For the offensive line, I'm just going to kind of blast through this.
Yeah, you got him.
Gerald Mincy is going to start at left tackle.
Yeah.
Left guard, they had Andre Carriage.
Wait, who?
Another transfer.
Okay.
I want to say, yeah, Texas transfer. He's going to play left guard probably. Cooper Mays, center.
Cooper Mays.
They do have Addison Nichols to back him up, who's gonna be he'll probably get some time as well if there's any injuries up and down the line. Javonte Spraggins at right guard, and at right tackle John Campbell, who that's another transfer from
Miami. No way.
Is it Miami? I
don't know.
Yeah, Miami.
Yeah.
John Campbell Jr. from Miami.
You can know my stuff.
Right tackle, I think maybe we see Jeremiah Crawford there, who kind of got he was kind of the projected starter going into last season, kind of got beat out by Gerald Mincy.
I think he might.
The left tackle position. See him a
little bit.
Maybe he moves over to right tackle to replace Darnell Wright going to the draft. That's gonna be a big pickup for whatever NFL team gets.
Best of luck. He's
gonna be nuts in the NFL.
Yeah.
Let's go to the defense. Let's go to the defense. You said you didn't really have any defense.
No, I did not get that far.
Hey, you know this guy though. Defensive tackle.
Omari Thomas.
Omari Thomas is gonna start. I think Karat Garland gonna start.
Go Big O.
Tyler Barron pick up where he left off at the defensive end. Linebacker, you're gonna have Aaron Beasley kind of take over for Jeremy Banks and what was his name? Texas guy. What was his name? I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
He's a senior.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Dang, why can't I remember that? He played linebacker last year. He transferred in from Texas. Had a really slow start. Somebody will tell me. My dad will probably text it to me while he's listening to this.
Was he transfer, you said?
Yeah, he transferred in from Texas, and he won. Juwan Howard. Juwan Bailey. Juwan Mitchell. It took me a second. It took me a second. I figured it out.
Juwan Mitchell.
Juwan
former
Mitchell.
Texas linebacker.
Yeah. So to replace Juwan Mitchell and Jeremy Banks probably going to be picked in the draft. Maybe not. Kind of on the fringe there. But to replace him, Aaron Beasley, who got a lot of time last year.
He did. Liked what we saw.
Yeah, I liked what I saw from him. And then you have Keenan Pili. I don't know how to say his name. Transfers in from BYU. So
BYU transfer.
Hey, a lot of transfers that the Vols are attacking. Which I like.
Liking it.
I like to see that, right? Get some veteran experience in that secondary and in that on that defense that kind of struggled last year. You also have Arian Carter, linebacker that they signed. Might get some time. Cornerback, I think we got to go Danico Slaughter. Struggled at first when he first got moved there, and I think he still prefers to play safety, but he was so successful at corner that it's hard to move him off of that, right?
Yeah.
So I like having Danico Slaughter at the cornerback position, and I think he played really well when he got that time there. You got Warren Burrell, maybe get some time. Jordan Matthews, another freshman, maybe get some time. On the other cornerback, we're gonna go Gabe Judy Lally. Another transfer. I want to say Oregon. No. Vandy.
Whoa, Oregon from Vandy.
Yeah. I don't know why I got one.
Whoa.
Oh, Oregon. I'm thinking of Dante Thornton.
Okay, yeah.
That's where Dante Thornton transferred in from. Gabe Judy Lally played, I think, 3 seasons at Vandy and then transferred to Tennessee. Tons of experience coming in for the Vols. That's going to be big for them.
From Vandy.
Yeah, it's going to be good to have that kind of experience in the secondary.
That's true.
You're also going to have Kamal Haddon. He's not going away. He'll still get some time. Brandon Turnage.
What do you think about Kamal?
What do I think about Kamal?
I love seeing Twitter talk about him.
I will say he did talk a little much when he was getting beat like crazy. Like he
does talk.
I'm very vocal about this. I like when players talk trash.
No, both of us do.
I love when players talk trash.
You gotta back it up.
Yeah,
a little bit more than that.
A little like
more than that.
I'm okay with even a little, even if the balance is a little tip towards trash talk than production. But like when there's a difference between when it's like, just a little bit more and like this. Kamal Haddon has got to lock in if he wants to be talking that trash.
Gotta mentally lock in.
Yeah, you got to lock in mentally, physically, all of it. So
every single bit of it.
I think
tighten them laces, boy.
Yeah, I think Kamal Haddon, he'll still get
he'll still play. I mean, there's no
and especially with as injured as that secondary got last year. Hope we don't see that again, but if it does,
don't speak it into existence.
Obviously Kamal Haddon will be getting some time. At the third corner that I think starts. So to be more clear, the 2 corners that I think start, Danico Slaughter, Gabe Judy Lally, and then I think Tamarian McDonald is gonna be that third corner that starts. Played really well last year. Like opened the season with a pick. So I like Tamarian McDonald to get that start at the star kind of yeah, basically a star.
I agree.
Safety, Jalen McCullough coming back. Tank. It's gonna be Jalen McCullough there. I think obviously kind of the leader for that defense. I think
there's no arguing that.
I think your 2 leaders on defense are gonna be like Tyler Barron and Jalen McCullough. I think those are the 2 guys that the defense is going to look to for like experience and kind of leading that defensive room.
Yeah.
Might see Andre Turrentine get some time. He played well when he got some time last season. Other safety, Wesley Walker, Christian Charles, one of those 2. Not too sure, but I do think Wesley.
He's a senior this year, ain't he?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Super senior, maybe.
Super senior.
Yeah, I think he's a super senior.
That's what I thought.
So there's your starters for football.
Went through every single one.
How many games do we think they win next season?
I need to look at the schedule. Hold on.
Tennessee football schedule. They start the season with Virginia. I didn't know that. Start the season with Virginia.
Where?
I think it's a I think it's in Nashville, actually. I
Oh.
don't think it's home or away. I think it's a neutral site game in Nashville. So I like the Vols to win that. I like them to beat Austin Peay, obviously. That's going to be one where we probably see a little bit of Nico Yamaleava.
Yes.
Tennessee, Florida at Florida. That's going to be tough, but no Anthony Richardson. They don't have a quarterback.
No.
Tennessee is going to win that game.
Yeah, we going down the swamp.
UTSA at Tennessee. Another one. You're probably going to see a little bit of Nico Yamaleava in that one.
Love that.
So I think you'll see Vols start the season 4-0. South Carolina comes to Tennessee.
Revenge.
They're going to get their revenge, baby. 5-0. Texas A&M comes to Tennessee. That's going to be a little bit tougher. And I think if they drop one early in the season, that's going to be the one they drop. But
I think if we start off, though, 5-0, and we're just on that little roll.
6-0, baby.
Yeah.
Tennessee then travels to Alabama. Tough game. It's going to be tough, but no Bryce Young for the Tide.
No saving grace.
And a lot of their defensive starters are going to the draft.
Alabama has a lot of the people they're losing.
Yeah, but that's never really been an issue for Alabama. But with the volume of people that they're losing and losing really the only reason they were winning games on offense.
Exactly. And we have got a solid roster.
Yeah, Tennessee is keeping a lot of important contributors.
And we got a lot of good people.
Obviously, losing Hendon Hooker, that's going to be big. Losing
but
Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman, gonna be painful. Losing Princeton Fant, gonna be painful. But
focus on the good.
Yeah, I think there's a lot there for the Vols that as far as replacing them.
We're going to that game 6-0.
I agree. I think they go into that game 6-0, and I think they make it 7-0.
I do too.
I think they will beat Tennessee. I think they'll beat Alabama third Saturday in October for the second year in a row, and just the second time in the last 17 years?
It'll be 17 then. Yeah.
Second time in 17 years. I think the Vols will win on the third Saturday of October.
And let's come off of Alabama winning, beat Kentucky.
Going to Kentucky with no Will Levis. Again, really one of their only playmakers. I really don't even know who's behind Will Levis. Kentucky QB. Who's Kentucky's QB?
That's all they
Devin
had.
Leary. Okay.
Well,
Devin Leary, I think he's a transfer. I think he played, I want to say NC State. Yeah. He played NC State. That's actually a pretty good replacement. So that's actually going to be a tough game. And Kentucky always plays Tennessee kind of difficult. That's always a tough game for the Vols, especially going to Kentucky. It's going to be a rough environment for the Vols. But I think the Vols win that one.
Let's make it what is that? 8-0?
Yeah.
8-0.
Yeah, 8-0.
Let's make that 9-0.
UConn. Well, let's make it 9-0.
9-0.
UConn comes to Tennessee. That should be another layup. Tennessee goes to Missouri.
Easy.
Should be a win again. Starting 10-0.
10-0 against Missouri.
And then Georgia comes to Tennessee.
Let's go 10-1.
I agree. 10-1. And then Vandy comes to Tennessee. Should be another one.
11-1.
But we forgot to factor in Tennessee always loses one game that they shouldn't lose.
Who do we think that's going to be?
Kentucky. I think that'll be the one game Tennessee drops.
At Kentucky? Yeah, I agree.
Kentucky. And I think there's a very good chance I think the floor for the Vols, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the floor for the Vols is going to be 9-3 with losses to Alabama, Kentucky, and Georgia.
Okay, yeah. I say that. I agree with that. That's not bad.
The ceiling, 11-1 with a loss to Georgia.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Lock it in.
Locked in
prediction for the next season. We'll know more as the season gets closer, right? And we'll have another podcast much
about to say it'll be middle of season and we'll be recording. Like, y'all remember that fourth episode?
Yeah, right.
In April.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that. I like that lineup for the Vols, and I like that record prediction. 11-1. Actually, I'll go dead middle. I'll say 10-2. Dead middle, average between what I think their floor and ceiling is.
Okay, who do you think though? Kentucky and Georgia? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Kentucky and Georgia.
I
think they beat Alabama, lose to Kentucky next week.
Yeah, they come off that hot win.
Yeah, that's
then they go lose to Kentucky.
And that's kind of a tough 2-game like back to
Yeah, but
back.
that's
You're going
also
to Alabama and then going
then
to
to Kentucky. I agree.
That's tough back to
But if
back.
they
And
go into Alabama, what is that?
the
7
thing is,
6-0.
both of those will probably be like later in the day games. Those will both
Just
probably
don't make me pull my hair out since I'm not at the actual game. Please, Vols.
Yeah, those are tough games to not
2
have
weekends
here.
in a row.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough 2 weeks for Vol fans. Because they're gonna stress us out on both of them.
Of course they are.
That's just
That's
the
just
way
what
the
they
Vols
do.
do.
That's
Yeah,
just what they do.
just what the Vols do. But yeah, that's about it for this episode. I don't even know how long we went because we don't have the little timer thing. I forgot to set it up. I don't even know how long we went.
No
But
idea.
hey, time flies when you're having fun,
That is so
So
true.
true, so true. But that's about it for this episode. It for episode 4 next week. Probably have a guest on.
We will be back and we will have a guest. Hopefully, actually.
I was gonna say, dang, making promises.
Well, we will have an episode next week.
We will have an episode next week. Yes.
Possible guest. We'll leave that mystery up. We'll leave that a mystery.
Leave that a mystery. Hopefully have a guest.
The surprise factor. I think we will too.
But about all the time we have. We appreciate you for watching. Like, subscribe, follow it if you're on Spotify. Follow us, at Riley Haltom.
At Full Press Access.
Yeah, so follow us on all of our socials, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. And be sure you, like up the podcast, share it to somebody, put it on Facebook. I know a lot of y'all are on Facebook. Y'all love Facebook. Put it on Facebook,
Put it to your famous friends.
Exactly. Let them post it easy, So no, we appreciate you just for listening, if that's all you do. We have a great time doing this, and it's y'all that gives us the audience to throw our opinions out there. So we appreciate you all a bunch. And that's about it.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks.